Hi, my name is Rokeda, and I am applying for the 2015 Fall cohort at the ADA Developer Academy. Why am I interested in programming, and what have I done to expose myself to programming so far? Well, so far I've done mostly web-based UI and UX work. I've enjoyed it because it's given me a view of what all the different facets to web development are. I haven't done a lot of server-side work, but I'm really excited to learn it. Really what I've done to expose myself so far has been to join Women Who Code as well as Girl Develop It. I was able to take a beginning HTML and CSS class, which is really kind of the gateway to my journey and where I am right now. I've done tracks through Khan Academy, Code Academy. I've also started working with the Treehouse tutorials that they have online. I also have been listening to a bunch of different podcasts, Developer Tea, Away from the Keyboard, as well as Code Newbie, mostly while stocking and unloading trucks at REI. My professional goals for the next 2 years are to hopefully be working at a company as a junior developer, kind of honing in on my skills, learning something new every day, and just getting myself ready to become a senior developer. And in 5 years' time, I hope to be mentoring both women who are currently in the ADA program, as well as women who have recently graduated. I'd also like to be working with my grandma on developing a curriculum to teach children at the schools that she volunteers at as a missionary in Liberia, how to code. And I think that that is something that's just kind of huge, and it would be such a great and amazing opportunity to be able to give back to the place that I'm from. Taking off a year of work to learn a new skill for this career would be difficult, and how am I preparing for such an endeavor? This is my dog, Alki. Hi. Well, first off, I'd be moving back home, which my mom and my grandma are very excited about. I'd also be getting a ferry pass as well as a metro pass to get myself to and from home as well as to class. My brother, my friends, I've got just a ton of family, a lot of people around me in the Seattle area. So I really would have a ton of support in that sort of aspect, and I really wouldn't want for anything. And I'd have a lot of my expenses pretty much covered outside of the things I've saved up for. Let me tell you about the last time I made a mistake, and if I encountered that situation again, what would I do differently? Well, my last position, I worked as a stalker, and my direct supervisor and I had gotten everything ready for inventory. We'd put out new equipment, new clothing, we'd put everything out that we possibly could and had organized the warehouse. We had a truck that had come in, and neither of us had been there, and some boxes were stashed in the corner, and we just were like, okay, well, maybe they're going out somewhere, but neither of us took the time to open them up and see what was in them. So we did inventory. It took us a couple days to do, and at the end of it, we're like high-fiving ourselves, congratulating ourselves on a job well done, and it turned out that we had missed some stuff, and we couldn't figure out where they were. We were looking all over throughout the store. We really cleaned the place, and it turned out they were in those boxes that we thought were getting shipped out. So I have learned that everything needs to be addressed. You need to look at everything once, twice over. You always have to look at anything and everything that could be a possibility of something that you could be working on, because something could be sitting right in front of you the whole entire time and you didn't acknowledge it, and you've bypassed it and just kind of taken it for granted, and that's what you actually needed to address in order to make everything work. The last question is, have I taught myself anything, and describe what I learned and how I approached it? Well, if you look behind me, I have this beautiful giant bed that I built myself. The way I approached it, I kind of looked at it as a geometry problem, and I looked at different shapes. I looked at how people like Bob Villa, or the gentleman on This Old House, worked and made things with their carpentry skills. I also looked at online tutorials, and at the end of the day, and after a lot of work and a lot of different test runs, I was able to build this bed myself. I hope to meet all of you really great women in the fall. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, and I'm really excited about the future. Thank you so much.